And now, live from Isolation Station in Burbank, California, it's the Plague Week 17 of the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guest. He's a comedian whose OnlyFans account will let you watch as he searches for and buys vintage sleeping bags and fruit lamps. Naked, it's Ken Reid. And she's a comedian whose dog just got 3 enemas, which was bad enough. But when her dog requested fillers and Botox on her beehole, that's when she knew they'd lived in L.A. too long. It's Jackie Johnson. Tone Zone is here to upload more pictures to Wookie Feet. I'm her husband Daniel saying shuffle on down the love ramp and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen, Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little ham and bananas hollandaise. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. Bye. And I'm realizing I didn't write down the name. I was so horrified by the idea of what it is because she posted a link as well. I'm fairly certain it was Jennifer Zinn. If I got it wrong, mea culpa. I don't know if you can use mea culpa in that sense, but if I got it wrong, I'll fix it next week. But anyway, she suggested ham and bananas hollandaise and then put a link to a vintage recipe card which had a picture of it, and it's just like a row of bananas, each of them with a slice of ham on top and then hollandaise sauce on top of that. Does not sound it's
like a vintage sex ed tape.
It really is. Anyway, you can submit your carb on Patreon, and truly, in all the years we've done this is the first time I've ever not written down the person's name. I got so gobsmacked by the disgusting carb. Anyway, like I said, fairly sure it's Jennifer Zinn. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. I would like to say hello to my guests. Very excited to see all of these people. Jackie Johnson, your dance that you do at the beginning is really like you outclass everyone every time.
Thank you. I honestly think I was restricted due to where I am. I took off my pants one time. One time I shook my titties. I have always done something exciting. This time was a little lackluster, but next time I'll kill it. Props, feet.
You had 2 cups and you made them cheers.
I did as much as I could with what I had. This is my cup from earlier today, and then I have a fresh cup. What can I say? I'm a genius.
Are you in a different house than you were last time?
No, but I'm in a different room.
Okay.
I've made this room my podcast studio, I've decided.
I like it.
It's like a sort of a glorified closet. Yeah.
Is that what they use it for?
It's empty. There's a little couch in here.
Is it a maid's quarters?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe it is. Ken Reid, hello. You are still in your... how did we describe it last time? It's dark. It's got a lot of neon, and there's like old. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's like a very cool junkyard.
It's my office, a cool junkyard.
I'm sorry, that came out so wrong.
If the world wasn't ending and I ever put out another comedy record, I'd have to call it Cool Junkyard.
That's right. I mean, there's like TVs that don't work behind you.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of junk in here. I mean, you're not wrong.
It's
a cool junkyard.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's no better way to say it.
And last time you were on, we talked about your 3-bedroom tent. How's that going? Do you still have it?
I do. It took on some water.
Oh, no.
We had a week of severe thunderstorms, and the frame cracked a little bit. But I got some duct tape, and I fixed it. And I'm currently washing and drying all the sleeping bags. So it's, it'll come back. It'll rise again.
You had the sleeping bags in the tent. That's where they live.
It's where they live.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Tony Thaxton, hello.
Hello. I'm quickly realizing today that these summertime shows are going to get real gross for me because I turned my AC off so that it's not noisy and already feel real gross.
Take your shirt off.
Do it. Get naked. Jackie would do it.
I might.
It's a sweltering day. As many of you know, I was flirting with colors with the ungothing of me, but I'm back to black.
Yeah.
Like
Just
Amy
feels right.
Winehouse.
It's your true self.
Yeah.
That's right. It is my true self. So, Tony, you just got here by the skin of your teeth because you
Yeah.
had to take Moose to the vet.
Yeah.
Fill us in. Even though, full disclosure, you kind of filled us in before we started, but I feel like everyone loves Moose and would want to know.
Sure. Hopefully everything's gonna be fine. I think everything's fine. She's acting totally normal, but she's not really eaten a lot the last several days, and on top of that has thrown up 3 days in a row. And not to be gross, but the amount that she's thrown up has gotten larger each time. And so it concerned me slightly. She's acting normal, so I feel like it doesn't seem anything too bad. Like she's clearly not in pain or suffering or anything. But I wanted to just go make sure. So they did some blood work on her to just make sure. And they also gave her a shot today to help with her stomach and all that. So tomorrow morning I'll know. But they didn't seem too concerned. But it was precautionary.
I wonder what the shot they give them is. Because Wendy's had this too. Because I feel like if any of us showed up somewhere throwing up, like an urgent care, they wouldn't give us a shot.
It's an anti-nausea medication usually.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I couldn't pull the word, so thank you.
An antiemetic?
Yeah, so that was
Yes.
actually what he said, and I don't think I'd ever heard that word before.
Oh, yeah. So Doug Benson used to, I don't know if he still does it, he used to like have a thing for like don't watch if you're an emetophobe. So like people, I guess emetophobia is
right.
people who are afraid of throw up. So, but anyway, and don't listen if you're an emetophobe, because I have a follow-up question, Tony Thaxton.
Okay.
You said the amount was getting bigger. Is this like the number of times she was throwing up or like the size of the pile? And if it's the size of the pile, I'm going to need a description.
Yeah, and make sure that when you measure it, it's by weight and not volume, because it'll be inaccurate.
Right. Well, I have all the stats. I have the weight. I have the diameter. Yeah, all that stuff. It was the not times that she threw up, but the amount that she threw up when she threw up.
Like a cantaloupe size diameter?
Today, probably so.
Okay.
The first day was almost nothing. So that's why I didn't think. The only reason I thought it was weird the first day was because she'd not really eaten.
Right.
So, but yeah, the fact that she's mostly eaten rice the last few days because I know that's supposed to be good for their stomachs. And so I thought she was good. And then I was gone for a little bit earlier today thinking she was fine and fed her rice this morning. And then when I got home, a huge gross pile of puke on the floor.
Now that was like cantaloupe size? Or
Yeah,
would
that
you
was
say
the
watermelon?
cantaloupe
Okay.
size.
Where'd you go?
Which vet?
Yeah.
Good.
Why did you leave her? Why did you make her throw up?
I've been playing drums on a session I was hired for the last couple days.
Oh, cool. When'd you start playing drums?
I just picked it up earlier this morning.
I just want to take a moment to commend myself on my instincts as a host and interviewer that you are currently playing drums on a professional session. You're going into like a super fancy studio, but I spent more time asking you about your dog barf. Yes, tell us about the drums.
It's fine.
Did you wear a mask while you drummed?
How big were the drums? Cantaloupes?
Like the size of chooch barf,
Yeah.
which would be like high pitched, or like the size of moose barf,
Yeah.
which
No,
would
but-
be like a small tom.
The words, I obviously it's a bad thing, but I like the sound of the words chooch barf next to each other, though. Just needed to say that. No, it's an epitaph band that called Joyce Manor that hired me to play. They're just part of their record right now. They're not doing the whole thing. So I just recorded 5 songs with them, and possibly some more down the road. We'll see.
Did you wear a mask?
I had
Answer my
mask-
question.
Anytime I was not playing, I tried to with the mask on while playing, but I get real hot and gross when I'm playing, and it was not easy. And I was far enough away from everyone that I felt like it was okay.
What happened to their drummer?
Apparently,
Die?
apparently he's like only like kind of in the band from what I hear. So, because I didn't
Would
know
you
that
be
either.
interested in
And-
taking his place
Oh,
or
and
her
he-
place?
What's that?
Would you be interested in taking the drummer's place?
I don't want to be on the road all the time. So
I don't want you to be on the road. I
Yeah.
mean, I support you. I don't want you to be on the road all the time.
no,
You know, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't think anyone's going to be on the road.
Good point.
yes, very
You know
true.
what I
Such
just
a good
realized?
point. What?
The four of you, I guess three of you counting myself, were the last people I was in a room with before core
Oh
started.
shit, that's right.
Yes, that was that episode. I'm trying to
This-
remember. Did I do an in-person after that with anyone, or was that the last in-person? Do you remember, Tony?
I think that was the last one because I
I
think
think it might have been.
I think
This
it was
is the fateful
you know, we were-
four, as
we were-
they call us.
because we recorded that Monday, and I think it was like Friday, basically, when they started telling everybody to stay home. I think.
Oh,
Right.
can we start calling ourselves the Four Horsemen?
Oh, I just said fateful four, but I think Four Horsemen's cool.
Or like the Four Musketeers? No, that wouldn't work. But anyway, yeah. Time. I've said it before, but I'm experiencing time in such a weird way right now. I feel like I've finally stopped thinking about the future, and it's just day by day. And I don't know how I feel about the fact that that's how I'm living right now.
I mean, what else can you do? Like, it's,
Yeah.
aside from this being over, like, what can we really look forward to right now?
Right. I think I'm just resigned to this being how it is.
Yeah.
So, Jackie, you were supposed to come back. You were supposed to come back to LA, and then I noticed that you did not. And inside, I was like, oh, good for you.
Yep, I'm sticking put. I'm in Delaware for a while. We just didn't, I don't know. I read that article that said American Airlines is now filling their planes to capacity. And then I read LA is a petri dish of COVID. And the combination of those two things. And honestly, like the other reason we came was because Ben put his apartment on sale. And it hasn't sold yet. And we're like, well, what if we get back? And then all of a sudden everybody wants to see the apartment and we literally have nowhere to go. And every time they show the apartment, we're going to have to go sit in our cars. So we just decided to stay. We canceled our flights indefinitely. So who knows? I might be in Delaware for a while. Mm-hmm. I miss my plants.
Is anyone taking care of your plants?
The realtor has been watering them for me. I feel
that's
so
nice.
bad. We have leaned so hard. We're like, hey, can you get us our mail? Hey, can you send me this? Hey, can you go start my car so it doesn't die? Hey, could you water all the plants? Hey, could you make sure my orchid's okay? Hey, could you dust the counters off? You know, that poor guy.
Well, you don't know he's doing it.
That's true. That's a good point. I do not know. If I get home and all my plants are dead, it's going to be very sad.
And where are you leaving your cars?
They're just in our parking lot at our place. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying to Daniel, you need to start your car just to make sure there's nothing living in it. Because there was like a lot of vegetation, I want to say.
I should have
clinging to it.
sold my car before I left. I mean, what's the point of even having two cars now in a household?
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't filled my tank since before I went to LA in March.
I hadn't either when I left. Yeah.
Ken, do you have a super efficient gas kind of car, or is it just you have been driving so little?
Yeah. Tell us what kind of car you have.
I got in a major car accident back in
right.
January. Then I got this new car in February. So it's a Nissan Murano Platinum package.
Ooh, what does that? What does that offer you? Does that give you keyless entry?
You got a sunroof or what?
Keyless entry, sunroof, moonroof, 360
Ooh.
windows. It's loaded, as the dealership said.
Wait,
but
don't all cars have 360 windows?
I guess not.
Okay.
It's got heated seats, cooled seats.
Ooh.
It's got a Bose surround sound system.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's actually fun to listen to music in there. But I've probably, since I got the car, driven it like maybe 8 hours.
But I bet you were so comfortable.
Oh,
you didn't
yeah.
have to reach for your key. I will say, on the car before this one, keyless entry came with whatever I got. It was not something I sought out, but I really do like it. It feels
It's
weird
great.
to even be talking about car stuff right now, since I have driven probably like 4 miles since this all started. But I do enjoy the keyless entry. So, you guys, today I did something which I don't normally do, which is I looked at the search terms that bring people to my website. And I was surprised at like first of all, which guests people are Googling a lot to get there. And then, so there was a lot of stuff for specific guests, and then a lot of stuff for like all the guests plus wife or plus husband or plus new husband. So everyone wants to find people's spouses. And then so many more than I would have ever expected search terms for Serena van der Woodsen didn't wear graduation cap from Gossip Girl. And I vaguely remember writing something about that on my blog back when I regularly blogged. But like people are currently Googling Serena's graduation situation.
Lockdown could change a person.
I guess it really can.
A lot of people are binging shows, you know?
Yeah.
And they're also having withdrawals from graduation.
That's
Right.
true.
It does make me wonder, though, this thing where everyone wants to know people's spouses. Like, could I reverse engineer a podcast that everyone would be interested in that I guess would be about people's spouses and also a little bit about Gossip Girl?
Did you see when I posted on my Instagram my life's work, and it was a Google search results for me?
No, what was it?
Two of them were about my divorce. It was
wow.
Jackie Johnson divorce, Jackie Johnson husband, Jackie Johnson first wedding, Jackie Johnson divorce episode Natch Butte. Like, it was all about that. It's because everybody's a goddamn looky-loo. You know what I mean? Like, forget all the accomplishments I've had, forget my entertainment, my career. They all just want the fucking tea on my personal life.
That's what I'm saying.
I think there needs to be an app where everyone updates it according to your marital and relationship status, and just be like, we're broken up or we're together. Because half the time I go to people's Instagrams, I'm just like, is their boyfriend still there? Are they still together? And if there's no proof, I assume they're broken up.
Right.
There needs to just be like a definitive app where we go and we see.
See, that's because I don't think of myself as someone who only cares about the marital tea. However, finding out that people I know got divorced, I'll sit there on Instagram and I'll like go back and see when was the last time they were together. Tony, is this pushing on your bruises? I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. By the way, I'm officially divorced now.
So I was just Googling Tony Thaxton divorced, Tony Thaxton wife, and I just saw that.
Congratulations. Did you see it on the app that Jackie just created, which I think might just be called Google?
It's called Gossipal Google.
Gossip Goog.
Gossip Goog. Gossgoo. Congratulations, Tony. How's it feel?
Fine. I'm glad it really didn't change anything, but
y'all wrapped it up pretty damn quick, honestly.
Yeah, we tried to just like do it quick and as painless as possible. So
Did you have to pick who you want to live with?
yeah, it was a tough decision.
Did you pick you?
I picked Moose, so
Okay.
yeah.
Is everything still cordial?
Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of communication, to be honest, but yeah, it's fine. It's just, even like my therapist has been like recommended, like, yeah, maybe just not be in contact with each other for a while. So yeah, so that's what I've kind of been doing.
Jackie, when yours became official, how did that make you feel?
I mean, I was really happy. I had already really done a lot of work. And when I moved out of my apartment, there was a lot there. I moved out of my apartment the month before it was final. So that was a lot of grieving and a lot of like processing, like throwing out albums and like just cleaning out cabinets that I really thought were empty, and then realizing there was a lot of memories in there. It was a lot. And like throwing my bed on the curb, it was a very like poetic moment. I was literally ripping my bed apart myself, like listening to podcasts, like tearing apart my bed. And I was just like, if this isn't a metaphor for my life, I don't know what is. So I did a lot of processing in that. And that was really hard. I was like, I sobbed and sobbed and sobbed during all that. So by the time it rolled around, I was like, doing okay, But it'll still get you. It'll get you for a long time. My wedding anniversary is coming up, and that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, mine. Yeah, I guess mine is too. Yeah.
Yeah. That won't be fun, buddy. Get ready.
Do you receive like a certificate or something?
No.
Like a badge?
Ooh, I wish that'd be cool.
You should.
It should be like
How
the
cool
the
would that
I
be?
voted stickers, but just I'm divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, I want those.
So, Ken, you tweeted about taking your wife to the doctor today.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah, she was throwing up.
I was about to say,
What's
how
the
much?
diameter on
Like,
that?
yeah, what
Well,
size?
I fed her rice this morning, and no, she woke up with like a thing in her eye. She had like a floater where she couldn't see, so she was nervous about that. But it ended up being fine.
Eyes are so scary. I don't want to fuck with my eyeballs, you know?
No, well, as you get older, the like liquid inside them dries up,
Ooh.
so it like messes with your vision. I guess I was reading about it.
Seems like
Yeah.
just such a faulty system, you know?
I think we weren't designed to live past like
We weren't.
30.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40
you're
was,
right.
our bodies are supposed to guess to 40. That's it.
Yeah, it's like if you're like more than 40, it's like you drove 300,000 miles with this car.
I'm going to have my body taken off and I'm just going to have my head attached to a Honda.
Do it. It'll get great mileage.
I was about to
And
say, get a
the
Nissan.
resale value will be amazing.
So, in addition to looking at my search terms, I did something else that I've never ever done before, and I was on Jordan Jesse Go, and I mentioned it there. But I consciously trolled someone and left 3 shitty comments. I don't know how I ended up on this guy's page. No, I know. This musician that I follow, who I've noticed has sort of different political views than I do, and seems to believe many conspiracies. She reposted something from this doctor that said that there have been 0 deaths from COVID in Europe. And this was confirmed to him by a pathologist. So, of course, I was like so angry that I had to click through. And then I got to his page. And so I was so angry about it that I wrote, "You're so full of shit, it's laughable." And then I found another post where he had retweeted someone who measured the oxygen like outside of a mask and inside the mask to show that it's less inside the mask, which has been, debunked by a lot of people. And then on that one, I wrote, "You're a con man." And then on something else, I wrote, "You're a sham." And I was very worried. I was like, did I write "you're a scam" or "you're a sham"? Because "you're a scam" doesn't quite make sense. But I wrote "you're a sham." And then I sat there and I'm like, okay, well, now what? And it just made me feel like all hyped up and agitated. And I also was like half expecting to get banned from his page. And it made me realize when people leave shitty comments for me, I typically don't ban them unless it's like something perverted or profane, or just like if it doesn't cross a certain line, I don't block them, because I feel like in blocking them, I'm giving them the satisfaction of knowing that they got to me. But I realized that maybe that's the wrong way to look at it, because if he had blocked me, I wouldn't have been like, oh, good, I got through to him. I just would have felt like, yeah, whoever's managing his page, or he is like cleaning house as he should be.
Well, you're a reasonable person, though. You're not a complete asshole. Like the people who normally do that, they like blocking is like a badge of honor.
Maybe you're right then. Yeah, this was my first foray into all of it. So then there was a woman who responded to me and she told me to wake up, sheep. And but then she and I like went back and forth, and by the end, like she's like, "You do you, sis," and I think we might be friends now. She was like much more reasonable, not about her views, because she believes we're all being lied to and manipulated, and that she's not going to come. What she believes is, first they mandate masks, this is what the doctor believes as well. It's psychological warfare to create compliance. And then they're going to mandate vaccines, which is for population control and to usher in the New World Order. Mm-hmm. A healthy person can't get it. You can only get it if you have a compromised immune system. For example, if you've gotten the flu vaccine in the past. And Bill and Melinda Gates are behind all of it.
Oh, yeah, they own the patent on all of it. Yeah.
It's so crazy. It made me so angry. I don't know, when I come in contact with that, I feel like I'm coming in contact with cult members, and it just makes me fucking angry. Have you guys ever trolled anyone?
Oh, well, I was getting like, I never used to post anything political on anything until Trump got elected. And then my Twitter is just like so many deleted tweets before I even send them out. But I was getting like death threats from all these alt-right people because I'm just like, I'll just be like, you're a fucking idiot piece of shit. Like, because you can't engage with them. Like, you're not going to win them over.
Right.
And so, and then I would find like these alt-right dudes and I would find where they live, and it would be like with their stepdad, and they work at like a pizza place. So I'd be like, I called your stepdad, and he was like, he's a bum. He's got, so that was like the first year. And then I trolled Ann Coulter, and I had this tweet go viral because George Takei retweeted it, and it got like millions of retweets, and it was on Fox News, and my dad saw it and he freaked out.
What did you say?
Oh, it was a lame joke. It was the night of the 2018 midterms, and Kansas had not elected Chris Kobach, who's a fucking piece of shit, and had elected, I think, their first either gay or American Indian. It was like some minority person had won the election, and she was like, "Kansas, you're dead to me." And I was like, "Oh, you've hated Kansas since a house fell on your sister." Or something.
Damn, that's good.
And
that is good.
But and then I got blocked by like Trump. I got blocked by his son. I got blocked by Ivanka. I got blocked like everybody. Yeah, and I would block people, and then I would just, out of curiosity, go to like their page to see what they wrote, and it was always like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I got blocked. This guy couldn't handle me." And so I was like, I'm just gonna mute them. Or what I started doing, when I would like flirt with them, like they'd be like, "Fuck you," and I'd be like, "All right, big boy," or I'd be like, "Stop flirting," or I'd be like, "Yeah," like just something like totally not correct. And part of the reason I was doing that too is because a lot of them were like Russian bots for real. And so sometimes I'd be like, "What's for dinner?" And then they would just be like they just didn't know. Yeah, I had a lot of time on my hands that I probably could have used for something far more productive.
Yeah, it's weird. It didn't, like I said, this is literally the first time I've ever done this. And I think it's because I was filled with outrage that this person is allowed to post this. And also, if you look him up, his name's like something Buttar, Buttar. He has either lost his license or almost lost his license a number of times.
I know the guy you're talking about. Yeah.
You do?
He
Yeah.
had his license taken away.
Yeah. In North Carolina, I think he recommends chelation therapy, which is, it's like only successful for removing if you have lead poisoning, but he charged, I like kind of went on a deep dive. He charged late-term cancer patients between $40,000 and $60,000 for these infusions, and then 3 of them died. So I just feel like he's a bad person. He's taking advantage of people. He's preying on them. And the fact that, like, my dad's a doctor, I have a respect for people who are actual doctors. The fact that he is claiming to be a doctor, it just makes me mental. So, but what I want to say is, in engaging and in leaving these comments, it made me feel worse. Like, it made me feel more agitated. It didn't let off steam or anything.
It engages you more in it, so you get more rallied up. And my day job, working for healthcare companies, like, that guy is the kind of guy I would get arrested for that sort of thing. So sometimes I would just like float a referral to the AG's office in whatever state he was in. That feels good. But yeah, whenever you engage, it's never cathartic. Yeah. Just, you feel worse.
Yeah. I have like a no tolerance policy. Just because the few times I have engaged, I've always regretted it. Mm-hmm. I just refuse to have conversations back and forth in comment sections with people. I absolutely refuse to do it.
It's smart.
Mm-hmm. You're never going to change anybody's mind.
I know. And then I get all puffed up, like, I'm going to get the last word. I don't know. I turn into like someone that I don't like. That's kind of what it is. It turns me into someone that I don't like. And yeah, and you're right. I always regret what I said. I mean, I feel like these were like fairly innocuous comments, but the back and forth, I don't know. Tony, where are you with all of this?
Pretty similar to Jackie. Yeah, I don't really do it too much. Maybe a little here and there it's happened, but not much. I have I've gotten very lucky with social media. Like, it feels like people that follow me are very nice. So I can post my political opinions at times, which as similar to Ken, I never used to. And I think recently there was one guy, but he was very polite about it though. He was like, yeah, he's like, I don't think we necessarily feel the same way on all this. So as far as like a disagreement went, it was like about the best case scenario, but I agree that you can't really change people's minds for the most part. It's like,
But you and Jack,
what?
Sorry. You and Jackie don't strike me as like confrontational, argumentative people anyway.
No, I'm not at all. Like, I don't really go after people.
I mean,
See, I like a fight.
yeah, I should just start adding you when somebody. It doesn't happen often. I'm in the same boat as Tony. Like, my social media tends to be a pretty happy, positive environment. But every once in a while, like, even like somebody tweeted something the other day and I replied, and I was just, I guess my reply seemed a little judgmental, even though that is not how I wanted it to come off. And all these people started coming at me and retweeting me with shitty comments. And it was somebody with a way bigger following than me that I commented on, who's a friend of mine. Again, I don't comment on any stranger shit. I don't follow any celebrities on Instagram that I don't know. Like, I'm very neurotic about that shit.
Oh, really? What are some of those celebrities you know?
I mean, none. That's why I don't follow any. I just mean, like, I would never comment on, like, Cole Sprouse's Instagram. And I'd never be like, wow, you look great today. I'm like, no, if I don't know you, I'm not going to leave a comment on your Instagram, But, I just like made a comment, and then all these people started replying to me, and I was like, fuck, why did I say anything? This is why I don't comment, because I don't care.
Your comment, or do you not want to?
Somebody told a story about something that happened to them. And they were like, I smoked all this weed and then this happened. And I wrote back and my reply was, wow, that's a lot. And I wasn't judging how much weed they smoked. I was referring to how much they said they smoked and then what they had to do after that. Like, oh my God, I bet that was crazy is about what I was trying to say. But it looked like I was judging them. And all these people started coming at me.
That doesn't seem that judgy to me.
No, it wasn't in how I meant it.
Right. No, I know, but even if you misread it, it doesn't sound that judgy to me.
I'm just saying, like, when you enter into a fan base of a person or a thing, or if you comment on something, like, I just don't even comment anymore. I just don't. I'm really neurotic though, so don't take it from me. No, everybody
but I
has
feel
to
like
do what they got to do.
Like, think about what Oprah would do. She wouldn't get into it with people. Wait. Ken, I must ask, you said that Tony and Jackie don't strike you as confrontational people. Where do I fall in terms of how I strike you, confrontation wise?
You seem like you like an argument. I feel like you wouldn't back down. I feel like you don't let stuff go easily.
I don't like how clearly you are seeing me right now. I don't like the accuracy of that.
I only say that because I see what I have in you.
Yes. I sort of had a little bit of an epiphany or a realization in therapy lately.
I'm crazy?
I think of myself. Oh my God.
That was great.
That drop we've gotten so much use out of it lately.
It's the most usable one, I feel like.
But I think of myself as someone who needs to work on feeling comfortable standing up for myself or asserting myself or having, slightly difficult conversations and things like that. Because in general, I don't want to be a burden. I don't, all the things that would go along with the person who feels like they need to work on feeling comfortable, standing up for themselves and all that. But then I realized like I can sort of put together a string of incidents where I did speak up and I did tell someone off and I did assert myself. And it's like, if someone comes at me with hostility and a lack of respect, it's like something, and maybe this is why you had to break someone's fingers, but not their thumbs. Something a flip gets switched. A switch gets flipped. A switch gets, I always fuck that up. I should really say something else. A button gets pushed in me where I just sort of, I'm like, there's nothing I'm preserving here anymore. So I'm going to let you know that the way you just behaved was unacceptable, which I didn't really realize that I did that until I realized like, oh no, there's like a number of times where I've actually done that. It's when, like, I remember in tennis, this is the most, well, it's a violent story, but there was no violence. In tennis camp, these girls were making fun of me and picking on me. And I was holding a tennis racket and I was like saying to myself, like, hold me back. Because I wanted so badly to just hit them with the tennis racket. I'd never felt that sort of like a violent urge like that because they were just being so mean to me. I have not felt that since. But I'm just saying, you guys, watch out.
Did you hit him with the racket or no?
I didn't. No. And I don't even know that I would. It may have been the same as like when you're on a balcony. If sometimes I'll be on a balcony that's really high up and I'm like, what if I just jumped? Oh my God. And then I got it back away. It might have been like that, but I really felt violent.
But that's also fight or flight, like especially if you're younger, like that's an aggression towards you, and it's totally normal to have an instinct to do that back. I mean, I think part of being an adult and part of a society is you're able to stifle that sort of thing. I get incredibly enraged on behalf of other people. So like one thing that happens to me, and not now, but one of the reasons I don't leave the house ever now is because I'm just like amped up looking for somebody being an asshole so I can squash them down, because I feel like I'm a big white dude. Like I can get away with stuff other people can't. And if someone's getting picked on, like people generally, I can intervene, which sounds stupid, but I feel like I'm obligated to. So like if I'm ever but if I'm in a store, say, and like the person's arguing with the cashier and like just belittling them and being an asshole, and like it's usually about $1 or something, I always just take money out of my wallet and I'm like, here's $20, get the fuck out of here. And the person's always like, what? And I'm like, we're not going to listen to you berate this person. Just fuck off. You're arguing about $1. Here's 20. Just fuck off. And they always take it and they always leave.
Yeah, of course. Cause who would be arguing over $1 unless someone's extremely like,
But it's that kind of stuff. And when I was younger, it would be less throwing money at them and probably just more just punching them. Giving them a wedgie, which I did. I think that was the last time someone made my friend's sister cry. I think I was like 25 and it was at a comedy show. And I did give him a wedgie in the men's room. Because I was like, you're not going to tell anyone that this happened to you.
Oh my God. That is so funny.
You know what I think it is? I think I just realized. If someone comes at me with hostility, then I feel like I instinctually just bark back. Oh, no, I guess I clap back. I think that's what we say now. And that's very easy for me, and it's kind of instant, and it makes me feel terrible. But that's when I raise my voice. It's when someone is doing something that doesn't quite work for me, or that I don't particularly like, or that makes me feel a certain way, but they're not trying to be a dick about it. Like just one of those normal conversations you have to have in the course of being a human being. That's where it gets murky for me.
Intent is what it seems like the thing that triggers it for you. And
yes.
In every single psychological study and every single martial art I ever studied, like in everything there ever is, the only effective way to win in a conflict is opposite energy. Like it's literally the only way. So like it's the kind of thing where if someone's coming at you and you throw something at them like a joke, or you just like are like, I'm not upset. It always, not always, but it usually, de-escalates the situation, but it's so hard to do. And do you feel bad when that happens because you are mad at yourself for losing control?
Yes, that a little bit, but also like I think the reason that I might say something back to them or stand up for myself or whatever is because I felt, that's fight or flight. Like I felt so attacked by whatever they just said to me, and that stays with me for a long time.
Yeah,
that
it's hard to calm
feeling of
down.
like, how could that person do that, say that, or do that? On a different topic, I have a gal chat question for Jackie.
Ooh.
Gal chat.
Man,
So-
Tony's coming in hot with the drops this app.
Yeah.
No.
And his shirt's even still on.
On your recommendation, I went out and I bought the ordinary azelaic acid.
You did?
Is that what? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, I
Aspartic acid?
guess. I mean, shit.
I did. Yes. So I've been using it a bit.
Okay.
I have a question about when in the routine I should put it on. And also, I noticed a tiny bit of peeling on my forehead. Does it cause that? I really just was like Jackie Johnson. This gave her amazing skin. I'm just going to put it on my face without doing any research, really.
How often are you using it?
I only just started, but like once a day.
Maybe just cut back to like 3 times a week.
Okay.
It says on the back to do it every morning and night. I've only been doing it during the night because it says it, it makes your skin photosensitive, and I'm not trying to, the sun is out to get us. So I'm only doing it at night, and I haven't had any issues with that. But if you're getting a little dry, then yeah, cut it back to like 3 days a week.
And if I do it at night, would it go on under moisturizer or over?
Under. So you always put things on in order of their viscosity.
Oh, like the barf from earlier.
Yes. So you want thinner things and then thicker things at the end.
The ordinary is actually kind of thick.
It is, but I consider it to be some kind. It is a little bit of a creamy consistency, but I always seal in whatever you're doing with the cream or your moisturizer. That's always last at night.
Got it.
But interesting enough, if you do oil before cream, which is interesting. What? I always assumed the opposite.
Right. So
I
you're doing
always
the
assumed.
cream.
Is there a rhyme like oil before cream, then you can dream?
That was
Something like that.
It's the stuff made of dreams.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, oil before cream, then you can dream.
That's
Cream
beautiful.
before oil, it's going to be a toil, or your face will boil. I don't know, something.
That's
that a
really
lot.
beautiful. I got to use that for Nash Butte.
Yes.
Yeah, I assumed it would be. Wouldn't you assume that like the oil would be the last thing?
No.
Yes.
No, because oil and water don't mix. So the oil wouldn't penetrate the
Exactly.
water-based thing.
Oh,
Exactly.
my God.
Ken,
Coming through.
I'm telling you, he is well-rounded.
Saying
Wow.
I'm fat?
Ken, have you bought anything since we last talked to you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please share.
Was I doing the miniatures thing last time we talked?
I don't think so.
So I recreated my childhood video store in miniature.
Oh my goodness.
So I have this is a Blockbuster video.
Oh,
and it's
how
got like a
cute
little
is that?
tape.
Where did you get that?
And I got online, and like a listener sent me a bunch. So this is like a little Night of the Creeps videotape.
Aww.
And then somebody sent me a whole toy store worth of like board games and stuff. And they,
Oh my God, how cute.
but it's not just the boxes. Like, it has all the games inside. So like, here's Mall Madness, right? And then you open it, and it's the whole game inside.
Oh my gosh.
With like all the stuff and the board and all that. So that's
you
kinda
should leave
exciting.
it out for little elves to play Mall Madness at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, the mice are playing Mall Madness. So that's there's that.
What other games are in there?
Oh, we got Twister, Battleship, Operation, Vincent Price's Shrunken Head Game,
Oh my goodness.
Visible Woman, Spirograph, Mystery Date.
Spirograph. How cool. Many of
Green
these
Ghost,
games
yeah.
I'm not familiar with. Is everyone here familiar with Mall Madness?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
What
not
is it?
familiar with the Vincent Price, whatever that was?
Shrunken Head Game? I'm
Shrunken
not.
Head Game, yeah. You
I
didn't
was
have
not
Mall
familiar
Madness?
with that.
So this
No,
is
what's
Vincent
Mall Madness?
Price. So Mall Madness was a game where you go shopping, and you each have a credit card, and it'll be like, and it talked, and there was a scale model of a mall inside, and
I
it would
would
be
have
like,
loved this.
it's amazing.
It was made
Yeah.
for girls. It was a very like women buy, women
Yeah.
shop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Women, it's a women be shopping game. But
Exactly.
I took a version of it, and I made a custom Dawn of the Dead game for myself. And I actually have, where is it? There's an actual Dawn of the Dead board game from 1978. And it's a really bad game. So I used the Mall Madness game to make a good like what I wanted the game to be. So that was exciting.
Ken, are you this is a very, very personal question. Are you not going to have kids?
Oh God, no.
Okay, because I was going to say if you did, it'd be interesting the way you wouldn't let them play with any of your toys, which is
No.
what I suspect would happen.
Yeah, no. I used to joke on stage and say the only thing I can do for the world is to end my bloodline.
I
But it's
love
true.
that, Allison, you were so sensitive to that question. You were like, I don't know if this is too personal. And he goes, oh, God, no. Like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, like I can just be like, guys, it ends here. I got it.
So Tony's earlier ding reminded me that we have a Who Knows Ken Reid best quiz game that I should have warned everyone about. Jackie, you don't happen to have anything to write on in front of you, do you?
no, I could totally take notes on my phone.
Okay, let's do that. Is that going to create a buzz, though,
No.
Tony? Okay, because I could
If
also
not,
write...
I could
Only on
use my
social
computer.
media.
I mean, you could put it on airplane mode. I assume you're already on.
I
there or
could
something.
actually jot down Jackie's answers. That's how we can do it. Or
I
we,
have,
you know
like-
what? We don't need to write them down. If you just remember, and then we'll do question, and then we'll do answer, and I'll just keep track of score over here.
Okay, my phone's on airplane mode, and I have the notepad open on my computer. So, like, honey, we have everything.
Okay. Then everyone keep track of their own score if they can.
Sure.
All right. This came together too last minute to have a song. So, Jackie and I are just going to make one up right now. It's a song about getting to know Ken Reid. Ken Reid, we're getting to know ya.
Ken Reid, we're getting to know ya. Ken
Who knows
Reid.
Ken Reid best? Is it Tony or Jackie or Allison or the listener? Woo woo!
Zoom is.
I
not,
love that.
Zoom is not friendly for a duet.
No?
I know. But
That was
thank you
great.
for loving it, Ken.
Yeah, no,
It's all
worth
for
it.
you.
I thank you. So you sent these to me 3 hours ago, and you were like, write 5 to 8 questions. So this is what I came up with. So just go.
In fairness to me, I said if I gave you plenty of outs. I feel like sometimes people think that I'm like a harsh mistress of taskmaster, just a
Yeah.
bossy bitch, but not in like a good way. So I just want people to know.
I thought it was weird that you started the email with "Hey asshole."
It's a term of affection.
Okay.
She does that with all of her emails, though. So.
Right.
Okay.
I
That's
started
fair
with like a term of affection, quote unquote, and then I like mention a lot of things that I know that you feel insecure about as a way to
Yep.
show that I'm paying attention.
Yep.
And then I make a demand.
Yeah. Hey, you fat asshole. Write 7 questions. And I was like, no problem. So I did. And do you want me to just do them?
Yeah, we'll start with one.
Start
one.
Okay, I'm
at
ready.
number 1. Ken has
We produced this.
Nice. I kind of wanted it to be like an American Top 40, like number 1. But that's fine. That's fine. Number 1. Ken has visited how many countries that are not the USA?
Whoa.
So everyone will write their answer, and then I'll do the answers at the end. Is that how
We don't have
Are
Oh,
options.
is there not multiple choice?
This is not multiple choice, this one. Some are, some aren't.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
How
wow.
many countries outside of the U.S.?
Yes.
Oh, man. Huh. Usually
have my
when people
answer.
ask
do
that,
I.
it's because it's a lot.
Is it?
Should
Or
we not
very
give
few.
commentary? I'm not going to give commentary.
Is it?
Okay.
All right,
Everyone have their answer?
Everyone
Yes.
have their answer?
Okay. I'm going to go first. I just changed my answer. Initially, I said 0, but I'm going to go with 1 because I know, and no one changed their answer. I know that Ken's wife is not from the U.S., so I have to assume he's gone there. But I'm going to say the only place he's gone. So I'm going to say 1.
Okay.
Jackie.
I said 12.
Oh, I can't even name 12.
Damn it. Usually when people say, how many countries have I been to? They've been to a bunch. Like, I just
Yeah.
interviewed a woman on Nash Butte who's been to 30 countries.
Yeah, they're usually bragging jerks. Not that this
Interesting.
woman you interviewed was.
Interesting. Okay, Tony?
I went 0. Nothing personal, but that's my guess. It seems like
You just get an uncultured provincial
He
vibe
seems
from
like
him.
an otherworldly guy.
Well,
no?
he
Yeah.
I mean, you've straight up talked about that you don't really leave home that much. So
Oh, that's right.
True.
He did just
so
say
you think
that.
I'm towny trash. I get it. Whatever, kid. Whatever, kid. It's 1. Allison is correct. The only other country I've been to is the United Kingdom, where I lived and did meet my wife there, who is English.
Good for you.
So, when you were there, though, you didn't think about going to any other countries?
No. I was
Yeah,
also
you're right
really
there.
broke. Yeah.
Pop
I was
over
really
to
broke. though.
Scotland for a night, you know?
I loved London. I was just like living my teenage dream.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. 1-0-0.
Allison's in the lead.
Oh, Allison's in the lead.
Sometimes, sometimes I do have a bit of an advantage if I've done a Monday show with someone, but we'll see.
I
if-
believe
if
when we
that
did this
advantage-
with me, you won me. You did
Yeah.
me the best. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've done 2 Monday or 3 Monday shows, and you were on my show. So
Right.
if you don't win, I'm going to be offended. Question 2: when he was 10 years, Ba-bum. That's got a long sustain.
It really does.
you can talk through it.
It lingers.
No, I don't want to. You got to let it breathe. It's like a fine wine. 2: when he was 10 years old, Ken got a callback on tape audition for what blockbuster film?
Oh, shit.
I can give you multiple choice if you need it.
We should do multiple
Yeah,
choice,
probably.
right?
Okay.
It's more fun.
Okay. Multiple choice: A, Terminator 2, B, The Good Son,
Oh, shit.
C, Batman Returns, or D, Celtic Pride.
Interesting. I hate when I don't know things.
It's frustrating.
10 years old.
I have mine.
I have my guess. Jackie, do you have a guess?
Yes.
Okay. I guess A, Terminator 2 for no reason other than I have no reason. It felt more like that one than the other ones. I really don't know. I don't even know what The Good Son or Celtic Pride are.
I know the good son. I don't know Celtic Pride.
Same. I know The Good Son, and I know Ken just turned 40 and I'm 35. So I was like, okay, so if he was 10, I was 5. What was happening when I was 5? And I went with Terminator 2 as well. I don't know Celtic Pride, but Good Son, it's Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that
Gloucester, Mass.
time-wise doesn't sync up. Tone
Good
Zone?
logic.
I went for Good Son, and
Oh.
Ken also just said it was shot in Massachusetts, which makes me feel like
Mother
perhaps
balls.
I'm right.
Motherfucker.
So, Good Son was shot in Gloucester, Massachusetts. I was called to audition for that movie, but it's not the correct answer. Celtic Pride is Judd Apatow's first movie, was shot in Boston, stars Damon Wayans and Dan Aykroyd about 2 townies who kidnap a rival basketball player. It was not in that. Terminator 2 is close because it was the casting director of Terminator 2, but it was Batman Returns for the part of Robin, which was which was later, which they ended up casting Marlon Wayans for, and paid him, but he is not in the movie.
Wow.
Wow. So nobody got it right.
So there was there no Robin in Batman Returns?
No, but they did make a Robin toy that is Marlon Wayans because they had to make them before they started shooting.
That never got
Now,
released, though, right?
Yeah.
That toy was released?
Yes, not widely, but there are some out there.
Is that the one with Val Kilmer?
No, Val Kilmer is Batman
Batman
Forever.
Forever.
It's the second
Which one?
Michael Keaton
Who's
one.
in?
Batman
Yeah,
Returns is dark as
Yeah,
hell.
Batman
with the-
Returns is a Christmas movie. Michelle Pfeiffer is Catwoman.
and Penguin.
Yep.
Yeah, Danny DeVito is a penguin.
Yep.
So
Christopher Walken.
why did they cut Robin out for time, or was it just not working?
They felt like the tone was much darker than they had anticipated, and so they
That movie
decided
was dark
to cut
as
it.
hell.
Absolutely, yeah. But I was
Danny
doing.
DeVito bit that guy's nose off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was fucked up. I saw that in theaters when I was little.
Yeah. That's a fucked
Fucked
up
me
movie.
up. Yeah.
And Christopher
saw that.
Walken, terrifying.
Yeah.
I think I saw that in the theater too. Ken, I didn't realize that you were a child actor, although someone's going to be like, yes, you did. You guys had a conversation about it.
I wouldn't say I was. This was I did martial arts, and so they like cruised the martial arts schools because they wanted a kid who could like do stuff for like fighting. So I had to go do an audition. It was the woman who cast Eddie Furlong in Terminator 2, which she mentioned every other sentence. And she goes, he was at the YMCA and he told me to fuck off. And I said, this is our guy. Which is true.
That's how I get all my auditions too.
Yeah, that's how I come right in and go, fuck off. But yeah, so I had to do, I read for that I had to do like an audition on tape for the producers. And then nothing, obviously. Yeah, but it was very exciting.
Any day that they could call you again.
Yeah, I mean, it might happen. I still have my tights. Number 3.
Okay, number 3. So everyone's keeping track, right? So everyone knows their score.
I'm a big fat goose egg over here.
Same.
Yeah, no one got that one. No one got the last one.
No one.
So
but Tony and I both
lead.
have points, right?
No, I have 0.
Oh, just I have a point?
Yeah.
Number 3, true or false? So this you get a 50-50 shot. This is anyone's game at this point.
All right.
True or false, Ken appeared mostly naked, wearing only a blonde wig in a major Boston magazine.
Interesting.
All right, I have my answer.
Same. Let's all say them at the same time.
Okay. Oh no, it's going to be hard to sync up our
That's
answers.
why I did it. That's why I said that.
I'm going to say false, even though I'm going. That seems weird because it's such a weird specific thing that why would you mention it if it's not true? But still, I'm going to say false.
I went with true, and if it turns out he was almost naked, but with a red wig or something, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm going to be happy though.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, you're right. With the logic, it's like it's too weird to not be true.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, but I'm also going to go false because I think he's just trying to throw us off.
Oh, fuck.
It's true.
Yeah, baby, I'm on the board. Take that.
I have it on my wall there, but Improper Bostonian Magazine did a comedy issue, and they had a bunch of comedians, and they had us each recreate like famous pinup photos, and everybody got a man one except for me, and they made me recreate Marilyn Monroe with like the pink sheer material and a blonde wig, and it was interesting. Yeah. And then someone who worked there later, a girl I went to high school with, I met years later, and she's like, oh, I used to work at Improper Bostonian, and we had to have a big editorial meeting because someone thought they could see your penis. And so we had to put that up on the board in the conference room, and we're all debating.
Oh my gosh.
And
like zoom in.
yeah, I was like, that literally is a nightmare I had in high school. That like
Right.
a nude photo of me would be on a wall and a bunch of girls were debating whether they could see my penis.
Did they end up having to airbrush anything out? Do you know?
No, you can't see anything. Yeah, it's fine. That wig
All
looked good. I looked better as a blonde than I thought I would.
Can you show us this picture, or is it like far
it's
away?
it's on my wall. You want me to grab it?
Yes, please.
Hold on.
I mean, I'm curious.
This is a Patreon exclusive. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Patreon. Thank you, Tone Zone.
All right, let's see.
All right, he's got a frame.
You have to
There you
talk
go.
so
Oh,
you're
wow.
the big one.
There you go. Yeah, so it's
Oh yeah, I'm
reflecting.
going to put this on.
Yeah.
I love that photo. That's cool.
Yeah,
That looks really good.
It came out really well.
It's fun.
I don't see your dick at all.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's that's where it would be. But it's funny. It came out funny.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is the Improper Bostonian? I feel like a friend of mine perhaps worked there. Is it like a glossy magazine?
Yeah, it was a glossy magazine. It's now went out of business last year, but it was like we have Boston Magazine, which is like the LA magazine, and is kind of fancy. And then Improper was not like a weekly alternative, but like kind of like the hip version.
Got it.
But it was a glossy
Got it.
like magazine. So
Well, that's cool. All right. Are we at number 4 now?
this is number 4. Yes.
Okay.
And
Multiple
you and I are
choice.
tied for first place.
That's right. We're tied.
Number 4. How did Ken make money as a preteen? A, mowing lawns. B, stealing. C, flipping comic book collections. or D, catalog modeling?
I feel like this is where I lose
Stealing is interesting.
my lead, even though I don't have one right now. I'm tied with Jackie.
You damn right you are. You damn right.
All right. Everyone have their answer?
Yes.
I'm going to go with A, mowing lawns, even though everything Ken has told us would suggest that he was like a catalog model or something. But I just don't have the memory of that. But and maybe I just think of mowing lawns as like a Boston-y thing. Actually, I've never been to Boston. I don't even know if they have lawns.
Good point.
I'm still going.
Not since
with
they were
A.
outlawed. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it could be like a very urban situation. No, I don't think it is, though. Okay, I'm going with A.
A, okay.
I went with C, comic books. I just get an entrepreneurial spirit from you.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming you like comic books, considering you like horror movies and TV, and it just sort of made sense to me.
Fair assumption.
And I am just taking a total shot in the dark. I'm going catalog model.
Okay.
And I
None of
kind
us
of
think
feel like
you're
it
a
was
thief.
stealing just for fun, but
Yeah.
I've never stolen anything but cable. I will say that.
fair.
And it is C, flipping comic book collections. Yes.
Baby!
I used to get the want ads, and I'd take the bus to weirdos' houses and buy their whole collection, take out what I wanted, and then resell the rest at the comic
I'm
book store.
telling you, that's the hustle right there.
Smart.
It was a lot of work.
Question about the cable. Now, when you say steal cable, do you mean like your neighbor's Wi-Fi, or like you would like splice wires, like the way they did it in the old days?
Spliced wires. So at my house growing up, my mom would often forget to pay the bill, or we didn't have the money, so our cable would get shut off. But I spliced my neighbor's wire into my bedroom with an AB switch. So when our cable would go out, I still had it in my room. And then when I lived in the UK in college, my dorm, the sort of back of my dorm went into this pub, and they had cable. So in the middle of the night, I cut their line and spliced it and then fed into my room.
Look at that. Where does someone even learn how to do that in the pre-internet days?
I actually got plans out of Maximum Rock and Roll.
Oh, wow.
To make black boxes, and I had all that stuff in there.
Fascinating. All right, Jackie's winning, you guys.
Yep, I got 3 more. So what is it? 2 to 1?
2 to
Yep.
1.
Okay.
Yep.
Still anyone's game.
Big old goose egg
right.
for Tone Zone.
We don't need to worry about that.
I thought we were good friends, Tony. I'm sad. Number 5. How long has Ken been married? Not multiple choice. So whoever gets closest.
We talked about this on the episode we did before.
We did.
It was a long time. Damn it.
God damn it.
Whoop, wrong sound.
Fun, though. That works.
Is it, though? Is it the wrong sound?
You just turned 40? Is that what I heard Jackie
I
say?
did, yeah, last week.
Happy birthday.
You're not
Yes.
allowed to use things that I've said.
I know.
for
I'm sorry.
clues.
Strike that from the record.
And they met while he was in college?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No,
Interesting.
no.
You just gave away something.
But I don't think I did. He literally told us how long he was married on the last episode we did with the 4 of us.
I
Yeah, but that
know.
was like 45 years ago.
It was. It was
really
because
was.
Tony and I were talking about how we're divorced. And,
Yeah.
and he
I was
over here-
28. I was 28 years old when we did that episode.
And he was bragging about how he's happy.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I have my answer. It
Okay.
could be very wrong. I'm going to say, I'm changing it. I keep changing it. I'm going to say 14 years, but I could be wrong
Okay.
because my gut said 6, but that's just because that's how long I've been married.
I said 13
13.
years. 13.
And I'm just going 15. That was the number that popped into my head.
Look,
So-
Wow,
we're
we're all
all
so
so
close.
close.
Allison's correct with 14.
Motherfucker.
Wow, because I truly thought you guys bookending me was going to make it so I for sure didn't get it because either of you were going to be closer. But look, here I am. Okay, so now Jackie and I are tied.
Now it's a tie.
Yeah,
2 more
you're
questions. Good
more
ending
questions.
time.
It's anyone's game.
That's right.
Ken has done stand-up on late-night shows how many times?
Oh, shit. It's very interesting.
This will also be whoever gets closest.
All right, I have my answer. I'm going to say 2.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I'm going to say 3.
I'm also going 2.
First of all, I want to thank you all for having that amount of faith in me. The answer is 0.
Oh.
I already guessed 0 for one, and I felt like it was going to be offensive if I said 0
That is
again.
so funny.
No.
So then, do Tony and I get points, or does no one get points?
So you both said 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's your game.
Oh. I think just Tony gets a point.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
I want
That's
him
fair.
to have a point. Yeah.
That's fair. The final question. Ken
right.
appear. This is multiple choice. Ken appeared in what documentary cable series in 2019? Is it A, Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
Ooh, I watched that.
B, Films That Made Us on Netflix? C, Cursed Films on Shudder? Or D, Sex Life on Epix?
Could you say those again?
Sure. It's A, Toys That Made Us on Netflix. B, The Films That Made Us on Netflix. C, Cursed Films on Shudder, which is also on Amazon Prime. Or D, Sex Life on Epix with an X.
All right, does everyone have their answer?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say C. Although I was tempted by Sex Life, I like in many ways, but I'm going to say C. Cursed
Okay.
Films.
Cursed Films, okay.
Okay, so I was going to go with Toys That Made Us, but then when he said, which is also on Amazon Prime, made me think, oh, he only knows that because it's the show he's on. So I'm going with C. However, because Alison and I are tied, part of me thought I need to answer differently from her, but I'm feeling so good about C that I have to go with C.
Do you have a tiebreaker ready?
I don't, but I could try to come up with one.
Okay, good.
I was also.
I mean, if we both get it.
I was also going C because I watched
wow.
those toys and films that made us, but I might have watched them before I knew you, so I don't know if it would have registered.
I don't remember them having a ton of other people interviewed. I feel like it was like just the like executives and things involved. It wasn't just like experts,
Yeah,
but
Well, you're all wrong. It's Sex Life on Epix.
I was so tempted to.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
It was like HBO's Real Sex, and in between the segments, you know, they had like man on the street sort of interview stuff. So I was one of those people in a studio, and it was like 2 hours of me literally going, people do what? And things like, why would you do that? And I was completely out of my element, but I'm in a bunch of the episodes.
look at us.
What do they call you, a comedian or?
I think they say
host?
comedian. Yeah. I think it's something like that. Yeah. So I'm a talking head at in some studio in South Central, and I spent the day there, and just being like, what is that?
Did they pay you for it?
Nope.
Yeah, because I used to do a ton of stuff like that, and I never got paid for it. Which
Nope.
is, I mean, it's cool, it's exposure and it's experience.
No,
but
that is not cool.
I wonder if they would pay now. I did like so many of those A&E bios and a lot of talking head stuff for E, and just like
And
I bet they
don't pay
wouldn't.
you at all.
No. I bet they wouldn't pay now because people don't
Yeah.
get paid for podcasts and stuff. So they would even less likely to
Wait,
pay you.
Allison cuts me a check every week.
what? No, Jackie, stop. Yeah, I think they look at it as promotion or commentary, or I don't really
Yeah.
know. But then like certain things like, you know, at midnight or things that are SAG or union, you do get paid.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get around it.
I get
They have
paid
some
for
ways.
NPR shows always pay me. And like I did a sponsored content. I did this short documentary series that was weirdly sponsored by Sam Adams, even though I don't drink. And they followed me around for 2 weeks, and I did the New York Comedy Festival, and they like did a little docu-series. I got paid for that. That was fun. Yeah, that was kind of fun. And that looks awesome. Like they did a really good job on it. And that got way more exposure than anything else, but I got paid for it. So,
Well, there you go. Well, that's cool. Should we do some Just Me or Everyone?
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. Megan says, when I was younger, I thought crutches and casts were cool and was jealous of the attention the kids got who had them. I'm not saying I would have wanted to break a bone, but I don't think I would have been too upset about it either. Yes, I never broke a bone, and I always was sort of wished that I could be that kid who had the cast or the crutches.
Yep, same.
Really? No.
It seemed cool.
But
No.
crutches are the worst. I don't wish them on anyone. They're so painful and annoying because then I did sprain my ankle and I was just like, wow, was I misguided?
They seem so fun.
And you
when
just
you're
look
little.
like Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
Unplug my headphones. Yeah, no, I've never broken a bone, and everyone that I knew who had done that just seeed ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone here broken a bone now?
I have. I broke the shit out of this arm.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't, Alison?
I got thrown, not in the way you're thinking. I got thrown from a horse when I was 10 or 9 or 8, 9 or 10. I can't remember. And we assumed that I might have cracked a rib, but no, I haven't.
Wow, I've broken my arm and my finger.
I've broken fingers and toes. I've broken, but not.
How'd you
Like
break your
a
arm,
major.
Jackie?
My horse kicked me and I fell and smashed on a rock.
Stay away from horses, you people.
I know.
50% of us have had horse injuries.
Yeah.
Wait, Tony or Ken, have you guys ever?
I got bit by a horse before, and I had a horse throw me off its back and into a trough.
Okay, 75% of us. So when I was into horseback riding when I was a kid, and then I got thrown, and then once I healed, I got back on the horse, and then my sister got thrown, and then my parents declared the Rosen girls shall never ride a horse again. And then when, I think I've mentioned it before, but when Christopher Reeve had that accident, they were like, see, we knew it's like very dangerous. And so in the last couple of years, I started thinking about how I miss horseback riding, and my parents aren't the boss of me. And, if I want a horseback ride, I could go and I could ride. I don't have to tell them, because even though I'm very much an adult chronologically, and I have my own children now, I still am like obeying what they decreed 1,000 years ago. But then I looked it up, and statistically, horseback riding is very dangerous.
Yeah.
So maybe I won't do it.
Have you ever been bitten by one? They have like people teeth. It's real weird.
How'd you get bitten?
Oh, well, it's
I've
a
been
long
bit by a
story.
horse.
Yeah. We used to go to this dude ranch in upstate New York, and my whole degenerate family would get really drunk and steal horses. And my uncle, who weighed 300 pounds, threw me on the horse with him, and the horse got mad and it bit me when I was a kid.
Oof.
Yeah.
How'd you get bitten, Jackie? Same.
My mom made me take a picture with this one racehorse, and while I was sitting next to it, it just bit the shit out of me. I grew up with horses. My mom has horses to this day. So my mom is like a rodeo lady.
Uh-huh. Do you
So-
ride still ever?
No, I never got that into it. I honestly, nobody
Oh,
come
do-
at me.
No,
I don't
do you
believe
not-
in it now. I just
It's
don't believe
weird.
in it now. In
Yeah.
terms of like animal, I don't like people making animals do things.
Right.
And so I've like really have a moral issue with it now, which is hard because it's literally like my mother's passion. And I don't want horse people to come at me. I have friends who are equestrian teachers. Like I just personally do not like it.
I forgot about this. I was looking at this woman. I follow her Instagram story. She was, excuse me, in Montana riding with her family. And the footage was really cool. It's like from, she's filming from the back of the horse. So it's it looks very exhilarating. And then I was thinking, do horses like this? Like, do they enjoy it? And I wanted to ask you your thoughts. And now I have, even though I forgot that I wanted to.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. That's all I'm going to say is I don't like it. I don't like animals forced to do things that puts them in dangerous situations.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, horses are injured and they're put down because they can't live without their legs. And like, you know, I don't like it. That's it. I love horses. They're one of the most beautiful animals I've ever had experience being close to. You know, I got a pony when I was 7, Casper. And, you know,
Did
I
you
was a
also
horse
have
kid.
a canopy bed?
I did have a canopy bed. I had an Arabian canopy bed, so it went like this. It had 4.
Oh, wow.
corners.
Well,
And
la-di-da.
And a pony, my word.
Veruca Salt over here. Yeah, I don't think it's like dogs. If they do like a job and you're like, good job, they're like, yes, like they're so happy about it. I don't get that sense with horses.
Right.
I think horses like exercise and they probably like exploring and things like that. But like, you know, there's a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having that bit in their mouth is
I hate
makes
it.
their day.
I hate it.
Okay, Jen says when people post what happened to Casper?
He died.
Oh,
How?
He just
Fire?
had old age. He died when I was 22.
Gang violence?
Yeah, he got mixed in the wrrong crowd.
Yeah,
And,
they always do.
No,
They
he just
always
got
do.
old. It was really sad. He was really arthritic. His little hooves started getting flat on the edges from dragging because he couldn't lift his feet. And I'm pretty sure he just passed in his sleep one night. Like, I don't think my mom put him down. I think I was in LA already. I was really sad that I wasn't there, but he was just an old boy. When we adopted him, he was already older. Because I think horses live to be 30-ish. Mm-hmm. My mom's horse died a few years ago, and she had Katie before we were even born. Like, it was like her firstborn kid.
right. Oh,
Yeah. It's like losing a really big dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
What color was Casper?
He was white.
Oh.
He was Casper the friendly pony.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Jen says, when people post before and after photos, it always throws me off when the after picture is posted on the left side of the split frame. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Why would
that's-
anybody do that?
That's
Right.
wrong. That's
I don't know
wrong.
that I've ever seen that.
Oh,
I hate that.
If you had seen it, you would know, Tony.
Yeah.
J-Mo's for A-Rose, which on the one hand, it's very flattering that someone made their handle J-Mo's for A-Rose. Except on the other hand, it's like, oh, this person created a special account to tweet these because they don't want to be associated with it on their real account. But I'm just saying I appreciate it. Never have an embarrassing pimple near my mouth unless I'm going to the dentist. No, that's not the case for me. I get them frequently around my mouth.
I call those kissy zits.
Oh.
I almost never get them. I apologize.
Well, la-di-da.
I don't get them that often either. But it usually is if it's before something that matters. That's when I'll get them.
Yes.
Prom.
Exactly.
J-Mo's for A-Rose also says, go from being totally full, not at all hungry, and can't think about food for hours to absolutely starving in 3 seconds. I don't have that, but I feel like Elliot does.
I think I have that.
It's not always. Every now and then it happens. It's a sometimes
Right.
thing.
You know, we call that in Boston.
What?
The hungry horrors. We do go. Last night I had the hungry horrors. I did the whole cupboard, everything.
I have a specifically Northeastern language question for you, Ken. Mm-hmm. There's this woman that I was watching on YouTube. I mentioned it. Her name is Angie Hot and Flashy. She makes beauty videos for women in their hot flash years. And she kept talking about laying in things like, oh yeah, we began laying in that and I've been laying in da-da-da, which I was like, what does this mean? And then I looked it up and it means storing stuff. Are you familiar with that term?
No, I've never heard that.
Okay.
She from
then
Jersey or something like that?
No, I don't know where she's from, but she lives in Massachusetts now.
Oh, weird.
I gotta
I've never
find
heard
out
That because she sounds like an interesting Natch Butte guest.
Oh yeah, I will. She'd be really good. Okay. Let's see here. 3D printing professor says, and this is not he didn't tweet it to me, but someone tagged me in it as like, this is just a great, just mirror everyone it is. Whenever I haven't printed with a particular machine for a while, there's a feeling of total mistrust until I do a bed level calibration print. And after that, I trust it completely. Does anyone else get that, or is it just me? I don't trust printers in general. I feel like they never work unless they're hardwired to your machine.
Every time I 3D print, I have that, which is 0 times.
There you go.
I've never 3D printed anything, but I also have major trust issues with printers. I don't understand why I can't just get them to work.
They don't work for anyone.
It's a regular. It's like, yeah, why technology has come so far, and
Yet
somehow
printers are still trash.
are not reliable.
Yeah.
Why are we even still printing things?
Every once in a while, you have
You
to.
need to.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Jennifer Tokaji says, when I'm listening to or reading a story that takes place in the past, I try to associate it with the date, like 1993, I was a junior in high school, or 1952, my mom was born, and so on.
Yeah, I kind
Yeah,
of do some form.
I do
I do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always associate it with like when her mom was born.
Right, with hers specifically.
Yep.
Okay. And the second this is from Rachel Toyne. The second I finish making a beautiful sandwich, I immediately have to take one big bite before sitting down and enjoying the actual sandwich. Just me or everyone. I think that's pretty common.
Yeah, you gotta test it.
Yeah. You get one for the road.
Well, you don't want to like settle in and get all ready to eat it, and then it's terrible. Like you want to make sure that before you walk all the way over to the eating spot, that it's fine.
I feel like because I like to photograph my, beautiful masterpieces, I do a full-blown shoot and then take a bite. So I'm not the same.
I wanted to comment on your full-blown masterpieces, and I just wanted to say, whatever you're doing is very beautiful. I wish I could remember the last thing you made, but you do like the squiggles with the sauce, much like at a Japanese restaurant.
I try to make a beautiful presentation.
You do. Have you studied cooking, or does it just come naturally to
No,
you?
it's all self-taught. Everything's self-taught. I watch YouTubes and TikToks and cooking shows and just try shit.
I made a cauliflower mushroom soup last night.
Ooh.
It was not that good.
Oh.
But boy, I cut up a lot of stuff and
Yeah.
put it in. Like,
You
I was
know-
still proud of it, even though I didn't like it that much.
I make mistakes sometimes. I remember I made this soup that I really like to make, which is like a butternut squash soup, and I put way too much pepper in it, and it was pretty much inedible. So
Did you
we
still
all
do a
make
photo
mistakes.
shoot? Yeah, it happens. You know, I cut back on the number of scallions and garlic because I looked at it and I'm like, it's just too much. And then it ended up needing more something or other. Ken, do you cook?
I do, and also in lockdown, I've gotten into making elaborate tiki drinks.
Oh yeah, with your fake alcohol.
Yeah, so I got all this fake alcohol from this company called Liars that sent me all this fake alcohol. And I've been making like elaborate tiki drinks, and I bought like all this bar equipment for no real reason.
That sounds
Nice.
fun. Can you make a lava flow?
No. Well, so the fake alcohol doesn't light because it's not like a high proof, but it's fairly accurate as far as I know.
You mean it tastes like alcohol?
Yeah, so there's like rum, whiskey,
Wow.
gin, vermouth.
I wonder what is in it, like herbs?
Yeah, they're like they're vegan. Yeah, they're like distilled herbal botanical stuff, but it's just not alcohol.
Wow, I want that. I don't really drink. I'm not sober, but I don't drink. But
Yeah, it was pretty
that
cool.
sounds cool.
They even make an absinthe.
I don't even
Absinthe
think I know
tastes
what
horrible,
absinthe.
though.
Yeah, I don't know what it tastes like.
It
It's
tastes like
licorice. Yeah, it's like a black
Oh.
licorice.
Do these drinks have Ken, you've never had a drink, right?
No.
So, as you could imagine, alcohol has like a bite to it.
Yeah.
Do these drinks have that?
Yeah, it doesn't have like the burn, I guess, but it does have like it. Yeah, it's not like sweet. It tastes
That's
like
so interesting.
it has like
Sharp
the
flavor.
flavors. Yeah, and it go so if I'm making like a rum tiki drink, I use their light rum and their dark rum, and it works. It goes with whatever.
What is their market? Because I feel like people in the program probably shouldn't drink those, right? Because it's sort of an indulgence or a...
I think they look down on it. I remember in Celebrity Rehab, they were very opposed to one of the characters having near beer.
Duels or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's the market? Like maybe pregnant?
It's just Ken.
Pregnant
Just me.
people
Yeah.
or...
Yeah, I get a bunch of. I got No Secco in my fridge right now, which is non-alcoholic Prosecco. Yeah, it might just be me. I don't know. Kids.
I mean, I'm interested. I think that sounds cool.
It is cool. There's a couple. There's a couple different companies. This one is the best ones that I've had, and has like the widest range of stuff.
Because you can enjoy the drinks and not get drunk.
Yeah,
Like that's fun. I love a good mocktail.
yeah. Oh, I love a mocktail. That's like my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah, and
So,
I love tiki drinks. So
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
great.
what I'm saying is I'm coming down. I'm in
Come on
Delaware.
up.
I'm not that
Drive
far.
up. Drive up. It's about 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's great in the tiki drinks. I have tried it. Like you can make like a non-alcoholic martini, so it's like their vermouth and their gin. That was decent, but like a little weird.
Well, that's what a martini is anyway, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Decent,
And
but
I-
a little weird.
I used to bartend too, which is hilarious because I never drank.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's been fun.
You guys, this has been really fun. Thank you, everyone, for joining the show. I got to say hello and thank you to my new patrons. There was just one last week, but then a real load of them this week. Natalie, Ron, Joseph, Brian, David, Manjatoot, which I think is eat it all in Italian, but I could be wrong. It could also be someone's name. Chris, Veronica, Lauren, Matt, Page, Maria, Mary Lou, Stephanie, Carrie, and Kristen. Thank you. Hello. Welcome. I hope you enjoy my Patreon. Also, I am on Cameo, cameo.com/Alison Rosen. We don't have a drop for that. And if you like what you're hearing, subscribe, download, leave a nice comment, tell your friends, etc. And also listen to my podcast, Childish, with Greg Fitzsimmons. Jackie, where do we find you?
Let's see. I'm Twitter at Jackie_Michelle. I'm on Instagram, Jackie Michelle Johnson. Michelle has one L. And I also have a Patreon. Yes. And I'm having a ball over there on my Patreon. I mean, I just did an episode of my podcast, Kooky Southern Aunt, where I talked about all the celebrity encounters I've had. And it was one of the most fun things I've ever recorded. And I sound design them and add sound effects and stuff. It's been a real hoot. So if y'all are big Patreon heads, head on over to patreon.com/Jackie Johnson and join the party.
Ken, what about you?
I'm at tvguidancecounselor.com or I Ken Reid, the letter I, KenReid.com. And I'm Kenneth W. Reid on Instagram and Twitter and TV Guidance. And I have a Patreon that's not as exciting as the Patreon you two have, but it is Patreon.
And
It sounds exciting
where would we
to me.
find that? Yeah.
What's that?
Where's your Patreon?
It's patreon.com/TV Guidance Counselor.
Excellent. And Tony?
Twitter, Instagram, at Tony Thaxton, my podcast, Bizarre Albums. That's it. It also has a Patreon, patreon.com/Bizarre Albums.
There you go, you guys.
I just realized I didn't plug Natch Butte, but that's
Oh,
my
yeah.
podcast, so listen to that.
Listen to that. I'm going to send you Angie Hot. I'm going to send you the link to Angie Hot and Flashy.
Yes, I can't
If you
wait.
get her on, I can't. I'll be all about that. You guys, thank you so much for being on the show. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison